getting set up here. We'll start here momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start here momentarily. I want to make sure my signal is strong. We don't have any issues. Bear with me. We're going to get started here. We're going to get started here. We're going to talk about a couple of things today, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you're a part of the discussion. A lot of important things to cover here this evening. 6 o'clock on the East Coast. But nonetheless, let's get into it. Let's start daydreaming and let's get right into the discussion. So first, I would like to cover this whole entire issue with Florida and Disney. Now, I came out, I think it's been maybe a week or so. I've come out one of the first videos talking about how Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law the Don't Say Gay bill for adolescents between the age of, not the age, but the grades of kindergarten through third grade. Kindergarten through third grade. And this is blowing up throughout Florida, throughout the LGBT community, and of course throughout Disney. Now, let's get into what some of the bill, I think, which is really much the meat and potatoes of the bill and what is actually stated. Bear with me. I want to take my time here just a little bit so you don't feel like you're being rushed through this like I have some sort of bias. I have nothing against Florida, nothing against Disney, nothing against the LGBT community, but I do have something against the gay agenda that's going against our people, okay? We're saying he can't hear me. Give me a second here. Let me make sure my ducks in a row. Let's see. All right, hopefully the family, thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully you can hear me now. Let's see here. Your audio is fuzzy. So now we're going to be talking about this bill here, the Don't Say Gay bill. I came out with a video last week referencing this particular bill, and it's been blowing up. Again, I have nothing against Florida. I have nothing against Disney. I have nothing against the LGBT community, okay? But I do have something against the gay agenda that are attacking our kids. Now, this bill that Ron DeSantis has come out with is referencing kindergartens through third grade. And I know people have been covering this through its entirety, but let's focus on the meat and potatoes of this particular bill. The bill, which some opponents have called Don't Say Gay, was signed by DeSantis on Monday, okay, last Monday. Classroom instructions by school personnel or third parties on sexual orientation or gender identity may not occur in kindergarten through grade 3 in a manner that is not age appropriate or developmental appropriate for students in accordance with state standards. Okay, so basically what the governor is stating, that if you want your kids who are under the third grade to know about the LGBT community, to know about lesbian, bisexuals, gays, queers, transgender, people who question their identity, people who are non-binary, then you explain it to them. And I really thought about this because this is CYA, cover your ass, when it comes to the state of Florida. Because if you operate in the LGBT community, not all of them agree on their even own community. No one people agree in solidarity on everything. What am I talking about? If the state school system comes out with curriculum, it comes out with a syllabus of what is going to teach the kids about that community, either the parents, the community, people within the LGBT community may not agree on the agenda, may not agree on the course curriculum. Then you have all this arguing and debating about how this should be taught to kids. How about this? The bill is stating that you teach your kids about the LGBT community. We're just warming up, ladies and gentlemen, because I still haven't got to Joe Biden. We're going to get to Joe Biden. Good evening, Oren Wells and McNice. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know about my audio. I've been talking here for 10 minutes. We didn't even know anything. Okay. So let's continue here. During a press conference ahead of signing the law, DeSantis said teaching kindergarten age kids that they can be whatever they want to be was inappropriate for children. Like, kids do not naturally grow up and say that I want to be gay, that I want to be transgender without, listen to this, family, without outside influence, without outside influences. Kids are very impressionable. They tend to take on whatever attributes and characteristics and word phrasing and body movements of their parents and what they see on TV or people who are close to the family that they see often. See, it's not a matter of, are you anti-LGBTQ? No, I want the kids to grow up and be whatever they want to be and not what they are influenced to be, especially when it has to do with their gender and sexual orientation and sexual identification. He said, it's not something that's appropriate for any place, but especially not in Florida. He don't want to even go there. He said the "Don't Say Gay" moniker comes from critics of the measure who blast the idea, insist the policy will hurt LGBTQ children. You know what? It amazes me. Like, growing up, especially in kindergarten and third grade, I don't recall, and again, this is such a long time ago for me, but I don't recall any kids that were gay. I'm not saying that there wasn't. I'm just saying maybe we wasn't knowledgeable. Maybe we didn't recognize certain signs, but it's not something that we just, you know, as my grandfather would say, that this world is going to hell in a handbasket. And it has nothing to do with the LGBT community. It has to do with the agenda of pushing certain things on our kids, and their minds are not even developed to comprehend on actually what it is. It's like they are indoctrinating our kids into a culture that they normally wouldn't be indoctrinated if they just have, and some people may demonize this phrase, a regular upbringing. Oh, what's a regular upbringing? A male and a female? That's what people may say. I'm saying an upbringing that is not influential for third graders to kindergartens on their sexual identification and sexual orientation. That's what I'm saying. It states that DeSantis and other supporters gathered for the bill signing called this messaging, sloganing, and referred to efforts to educate students about LGBTQ issues as part of woke gender ideology. This is where I have a problem at DeSantis. Anytime they use the word woke, family, they're trying to reference Black people, because no other people in the world use the term woke except for Black people. The Democrats have demonized woke. The Republicans has demonized woke. That's because white supremacy operates on both sides of the political parties, and it operates in the middle too. See, that's what we got to get away from. We're trying to toe these party lines where I have Republican views, but I have Democratic, whatever it may be. But both of these parties, they have the essence and foundations and base of white supremacy. Because at the end of the day, they're talking about woke ideology. What the hell are you talking about? So now Black people are waking out of their slumber. Black people waking out of their zombie-in state of what's really going on with media, with politics, with white supremacy, etc., white tyranny, oppression, suppression, however you want to label it, gender identification, gentrification, doesn't really matter. Black people, especially the millennials and on up, have been awakened about some of the things, and they're not taking it. But they're trying to equate woke ideology with LGBT community. No. You can't mix the two. You can't mix the two. That's like mixing oil and water. No. No, that's like mixing oil and water. You won't do that, DeSantis. See, I'm on board with DeSantis with the don't say gay bill, but don't say that it's woke ideology, because it's not. You know, Asian people don't like, hey, you know, we over here in America now, we woke. We know that this is for black people. We know that's a key term talking about black ideology. But you know what it also does? It paints a picture to America that black people are not only inherently violent, but black people are inherently gay. And we know that's not the truth. And we know that's not the truth. They're basically saying that black people are inherently gay, and we know that's not the truth, family. If you're going to mix the woke gender ideology, why use the word woke here? Why not this gender ideology? You see how they connect the two? You see how they try to use something that's not even correlating, but they connect it as though they were. Woke gender ideology. No. So basically saying black gender ideology, which is untrue. But again, that's how white supremacy works. It works in the mass smoke and mirrors of confusion. And I'm not falling for it, and neither should you. Disney, some shows on Netflix has not even a hidden LGBT agenda. I was watching a show that I thought was for kids, and he had this symbol on his shirt. I think Tariq Nasheed talked about this as well, I believe. But it was stating, and the guy came out, oh, I'm gay. And they've been using this symbol kind of representing the LGBT community in Disney shows as well as some Netflix shows. So watch out for that, okay? Watch out for that. I'm not telling you how to raise your kids. I just want to make you aware. I want to make you informed. So let's talk about it, because we know a lot of us, even myself, I like to watch some of the Disney movies. We have family night. My son, my wife, and I, we sit down. Now we have to be very cognizant of the shows that we're watching, because they have hidden, blatant agendas. What do I mean? The title may not say anything about LGBTQ. The commentary, which you read about what the show is about, may not have nothing about LGBTQ, but one of the main characters may be LGBTQ. Is something wrong with that? No, I'm not saying nothing wrong with that. But it just seems like an agenda to somehow flip and trick kids to being something they probably wouldn't normally be. How about give them the choice? How about give kids the choice? And again, this is not against the community, but I'm showing you how all of these different groups are complicit in this agenda. Let me show you. Disney slams Florida for signing Don't Say Gay bill into law. Where's Walt Disney World? See, I compare Walt Disney World like Vatican City in Italy. See, Walt Disney World has its own county. It makes its own laws. Did y'all know that? That Walt Disney is within its own zoning district. So they don't need to go to any, I forgot what county they operate in, but they're a county within a county with their own zoning. So they are the president, the governor, they're everything. They don't need anyone else's approval to do certain things while they're Walt Disney World. Just like Vatican. Vatican is its own sovereign state within Italy, and it can do whatever the hell they want. So can Walt Disney. Now, Walt Disney is talking about, oh, I'm going against Florida State because this Don't Say Gay bill has an anti-LGBTQ rhetoric attached to it. No, it does not. We're talking about third graders to kindergartens to third graders, that he don't want that being pushed on them while they're in the schools. He said, if you want your kids to know about LGBTQ, then you teach them at home. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But wait, family, there's more. Where am I here? Look at this. Disney executive commits to 50% of the characters being LGBTQIA. I mean, goddamn. This is getting hard to say. I remember when it was gay. I remember when it was lesbian. Then someone say, "Hey, man, queer handles all of that." And like, no, you got to have LGBT. Okay, then it was okay LGBT. Then it was LGBTQ, and now it's IA. How about this, family? If you're confused, what do you think about your kids? Let me say it again. If you are confused about this, then what about your kids? Let's go on, though. Disney execs commit to 50% of characters being LGBTQIA and racial minorities. Interesting. And when I look at this picture, what do you see? I see people who favor Black people. I see people who favor Latino, but I don't see white or Asian. Like Maria down here. I don't know if that's her name. It says here in a groundbreaking statement, the Walt Disney Company corporate president, Carrie Burke, has shared that she is committed to having 15% of all Disney characters LGBTQIA and racial minorities. So listen, family, you know what? Let's do it. Even if you're not gay and you're Black, Hispanic, whatever, just pretend like you're gay and go get your ass a job. Go get you a job. This is getting ridiculous. This is getting ridiculous. This is worse. Remember when people were demonizing toxic masculinity in men? Remember that? And remember the whole, I forgot what they call it, not the women movement, the sexual, I forgot the damn name of the movement. But nonetheless, this is the exact same thing. Based on what you identify as your sexual orientation, you can get a job at Disney. This is modern day discrimination. You know why? You're going to go up to Walt Disney and fill out an application. And on that application, we already do race, right? And they would like to tell you that the whole race thing, that if are you Hispanic? No. Are you white, Hispanic? Yes, whatever. Are you Black, Asian, other, Pacific Islander, blah, blah, blah. That is for demographics. That is for census, right? That's what they would like for you to tell you. But no, even the military, I learned this in the military, they have they put people in certain positions of power. They put people in certain MOSs, meaning jobs in the military, based off demographics. They will literally push you into another MOS if they believe they have too many Blacks, too many whites, too many Asians in that MOS, to show this kind of diversity and inclusion, to show equal opportunity. Did you know that? So this is even worse than that. Because what companies would do, I'm telling you the inside scoop, family, what companies would do is they understand that Black people are anywhere between 13 and 15%. That's correct. I know we've been saying 13 and 14, but it's actually 13 to 15%, because there's a lot of new numbers coming out that they have been equating to. We're anywhere from 13 to 15% of the population. So when you're looking at the Fortune 500 companies like Facebook, like really large companies that have over 10,000 employees, these companies do a deep state dive into education of where melanated Black people are in. And they take those percentages and they ensure that they have at least that amount of Black people working for them. Did you know that? You don't think they go that deep, do you? You just think, oh, they're looking at your resume and see how qualified you are. Hell no. Hell no, Jerome. They're looking at the amount of Black people you have. You can be qualified all you want. You can be qualified all you want. Because here's what happened with a lot of those companies in Seneca Valley. They know a lot of Black people are not in IT. They know a lot of whites and Asians are in IT. And when I mean Asians, I mean Asians. I'm talking about Japanese, Chinese, Korean, and Indian for the most part. They are in the IT department more so than Black people. So you're going to see a large discrepancy in the numbers and ratio. They say, well, last year, according to the census, over 50% of Asian students took up some sort of IT degree, data scientist, software engineer, etc. Right? So with that, they take those numbers into account and they can hire more Asians than they could blacks. Well, last year, only 5% of blacks, and out of the 5% of blacks, we only have around 3 computer software engineers here based upon the numbers. They know what they're doing. They're not doing anyone any favor. You could be highly qualified with all the certifications, and they'll tell you, oh, we'll let you know by email. See, you didn't know their racism goes that far. You just thought it was about the color of your skin. That it includes that. You thought it was just the texture of your hair. Yeah. It includes that. You thought it was just by your name. You're like, Mom, why in the hell did you name me Tyrone? But this is what they're doing, family. They're attacking the kids now. Okay, let me move on. It says here, Disney exec vows more gay characters among huge exclusivity push. So now you guys have to be 100% on your game when it comes to talking to your kids and watching where they're watching. There's no longer the TV parenting your kids. No. Now you're going to have to monitor 100% of the content that these shows have. Because I'm not going to say that Disney as a whole is horrible. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're going to have to be a real parent 100% of the time. Ain't no, just go in there and watch those Disney shows. Just go in there and watch your YouTube. No. Just go in there and watch your Netflix. Because now Disney is vowing that they're going to have more gay characters. Family, these kids are still digging up their butt and tasting it. They're still eating their boogers. These kids don't know what's going on. And we have these large corporations and we have these LGBT community activists pushing for this. Again, this is not to demonize, put down. I'm not anti-LGBT. You do what you want. But when it comes to the kids, everybody know that kids are the most impressionable people on earth. They soak in everything they hear and say. They repeat it back to you. So now you're going to confuse the kids even more than they confuse already. Oh, Ross, are you saying that LGBTQ people are confused? Hell no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you don't know about kids, then you should know. I see my buddy Jay the Informant is in here. We got Sydney Luhu. She said Biden rocks. We're about to see how much Biden rocks. Sorry for the slow internet, family. Bear with me here. Bear with me. Sorry about the slow internet. But I have to jump on this because it's very important. But family, please, with all sincerity, please monitor your kids and the entertainment, the TV shows, the specials. Please monitor 100% of what your kids is doing. Now, again, this is all up to you. If you okay with your kids watching shows with more gay character, that's fine. I'm not against it. Do whatever you think is best for your kids. But for me, I'm going to allow my kid to naturally become whatever he wants to become without strong influences. Then some people will say, oh, well, the perception of boys on TV is that boys got to be tough and boys don't cry and girls got to be feminine and this, that, and the other. Hey, do what you want. Hold your own nuts on this one. All right, let's talk about it. You know what? I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Let's go right to the meat and potatoes of the video, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go right to the meat and potatoes. I'm going to get off camera for this one. So Biden, he said that the African-American community, he's talking about foundational Black Americans, stood up for him and had his back and voted him into office. And that he was going to do something for Black people. I don't know what he was going to do for Black people. Give us a coupon for Walmart. Have everybody go to the Waffle House. I don't know. But let's go down some of these promises because, like Cindy says, Biden rocks. Yeah, Biden smoke rocks. That's the only thing that rocks with Biden, by the way, because we understand that everybody would like to forget some of the demonizing, undercutting, undermining things that Biden has done. But everybody want to forget on his recent past. Okay, I'm not going to beat the drum. I'm not going to kill the nanny. I'm not going to kick the dead horse. But I'm just going to say 1994 crime bill. I'm going to say if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. Okay. And when asked about reparations, he talked about immigration. And guess what? He's been on point ever since. Okay, let's talk about it. Nominate the first black woman to the U.S. Supreme Court. Check. Came through with that promise. Create a public health job corps. Expand broadband or wireless broadband. Blah. Establish new fuel economy standards. Blah. This really does nothing for people as a whole. And again, this for you guys to know, I'm talking about black people. Let's look at the things he has done. Direct federal resources to help prevent violence against transgender women. Can everybody see this, family? Can everybody see this? That's right. That's right. Right there. Direct federal resources to help prevent violence against transgender women. Am I against it? Absolutely not. But what I'm saying is he is doing things based on someone's sexual preference and what they want to do or what they believe they are versus an entire people at 87% that voted for Joe Biden. Oh, we're not going to even talk about that, Jay the Informant. We're not going to, that's too deep for him. That's too deep. Let's move along. Change tax code so pharmaceutical production stays in the U.S. Blah. If anything, we need it to be outsourced like Cuba, where we can get some of our prescriptions bills at a lower cost. This is the bullshit. Listen, I don't want to put this on Biden, but it's his administration. I don't want to put this on Trump, but it was his administration. All these groups are white supremacists in some form or fashion. Republicans and Democrats as a whole. Am I saying every Democrat and every Republican is a white supremacist? No, I'm not stating that. Decriminalize marijuana. I know a lot of people are championing for that. And I'm not just talking about black people. I'm talking about everybody. He didn't even come through with that. But you guys can go check a lot of these promises he so-called made. But the one thing I'm trying to look at here is, I know he's only been in office, what? A year and some change, right? Give him a chance. Give him a chance. Why has he done everything for every other group? He's given Native Americans more money than they've ever received in their entire life. $31 billion on top of the $2 billion that they received for the 500 recognized tribes. We're going to come back to this because I'm going to move on. Where is it at? What about this? Biden plans to use $7 billion in Afghan funds for humanitarian relief, which made me think, talking about 911 compensation. Oh, okay. Oh, so he's going to do something here. Absolutely not. Let me blow this up, family. Let me blow this up. There we go. President Joe Biden signed an executive order Friday setting in motion a plan to make $7 billion of Afghan funds held in the United States available to compensate victims of the September 11th attacks and provide humanitarian relief and support to the Afghan people dealing with crushing hunger, according to senior Biden administrators. You know what kills me, family, is that it amazes me how America can come up with millions and billions of dollars for non-black people consistently. We have one of the largest populations of homeless people in America. And this is how it works 360. See, when you demonize one group and you paint the picture that foundational Black Americans are stupid, are lazy, and they want handouts, this lets everybody get a pass. See, I'm going to tell you what you do like I did. You get a group of white old men and you say, hey, do you support reparations for descendants of American slavery, foundational Black Americans? They will tell you no. Majority of them would tell you no. Okay, this is my conjecture, okay? They would tell you no. But soon as you ask them, do you oppose reparations that Native Americans get year in and year out? Do you oppose that? Some of them may say, well, no, and they'll give some sort of contorted, twisted reason why. And some of them will say yes. And then, well, who built America? And they're like, well, I know some of it was built by slaves, but you got the Irish and you got all these other groups. No. Everybody knows that the infrastructure of America was built on the backs of slavery. And here's the thing. They did it for free. The Irish didn't do it for free, by the way. And the Irish had a government to have their backs, by the way. So that's why you have to understand how they contort and twist the narrative against our people. See, California just came out and passed, I don't know if it was law, but they passed a law basically stating now we're going to get into the reparations claim and start doing the study of who actually going to get reparation, because they voted to have reparations lineage based, not race based, lineage based. Because if you do race based, that means if you are from Jamaica, you're from the Caribbean, you're from Africa, you're from the UK, and you over here in America, that you're going to get reparation for our blood, sweat, and tears, our ancestors and our forefathers. Okay, that is where that money is coming from. And so everybody is trying to mix and master and confuse this whole entire thing, which is absolutely a nothing burger. This is how they try to take the bag. See, they call us names. They call us all Ajirs and Akatas and all these other different names. But when it comes to getting the bag, oh, now you should be getting reparations. No. And this is not divisive. This is just fact. And at the end of the day, who freaking cares if it's divisive? It's about business. It's about that money. See, I like what the Jamaicans are doing. I like what the Jamaicans are doing in Jamaica. They are stating, UK, the British, you're the ones who colonized us. You're the ones who put us in slavery in Jamaica. You're the ones who stole our resources, all the resources that Jamaica has, like sugarcane and some other things I failed to mention. But nonetheless, they're going to the aggrieved people that did the atrocities to the Jamaicans, which is Europe, not America. But you will have a lot of people. You will have a lot of people whose roots don't stem from America. They stem from the Caribbean and African state. They should be getting reparations too. Hell no. Nah. But that's where the money is going, to the Afghans. What about this? Biden signs government funding bill that includes $13.6 billion in Ukraine aid. Family, this just happened less than a month ago. It amazes me how he sat up there and said that he would have Black Americans back, and he hasn't done nothing for Black Americans, but he has done everything for everybody else, even non-citizens of America. It amazes me that the white supremacists, the people who get by because they can skin by in these societies, have not say, hold up, I don't agree with reparations, and I sure don't agree with non-citizens getting our tax dollars. Have you heard that yet? Have you heard? No. Because we understand that mass media paints the picture to control your mind, to let you know to support Ukraine, that Russians are the big bad bullies in this. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a dog in the fight. Listen. I'm not no world scholar where I know what's going on in Russia. I'm not some geographical major where I know what's going on in Ukraine. The only thing I can read is non-biased, or what I believe is non-biased material, to kind of find out what happened and why they're fighting. And even if they're fighting, I'm not getting involved. How many of you guys saw two people fighting that you didn't know? One was big and one was smaller, and you kept walking. Or you stayed at a safe distance, keyword safe, you stayed at a safe distance and you didn't intervene. That's me. I hope he's going to be okay. Man, I hope they get out of this, because here's the thing. I don't condone violence. I don't condone bullying. I don't condone any of those things. But what I'm stating is most Americans don't even know why they're fighting. See, the only thing we're doing, we're going to CNBC, we're going to NBC, ABC, Fox. We're going to all these different narrative and Democratic, Republican supported news agencies, and we're following them based on your political affiliation. See, if you are independent, you might go to MSNBC, ABC, NBC, and as well if you're Democrat. But if you're Democrat, I know you watch CNN, or I know you watch HLN, and we know the Republicans mostly watch Fox News. You're just following your base, right? That's what you're doing. You're just following your base. But it amazes me how they have money for every other group except for the lineage-based foundational Black Americans ancestors who built this country. No if, no ands, and no buts about it. And it's by your Jim Crow Joe. It amazes me how you can get up and sign money for each and every group. Let's go back. Let's go back to what he has done. And as you can tell here, you won't really see him doing anything for Black people, by the way. Oh, no, you won't see him doing anything for Black people. Let's just work off the green stripes here. Increase COVID-19 testing. Good job, Joe. Resume ties with the Palestinian Authority. Nobody cares. Created bipartisan commission to consider reforms to the Supreme Court. 100 million COVID-19 vaccine shots for 50 million people in 100 days. Give small businesses a restart package for pandemic-related openings. You talking about PPP? Well, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Joe Biden, less than a month ago, appointed a special committee of investigators to invest people who was fraudulating the triple PP loan. I'm not against it. You shouldn't have did it. Criminals go to jail. You shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have been on Instagram. You shouldn't have been on TikTok. You shouldn't have been on Facebook and YouTube flossing with your stolen government money. Help state and local governments prevent budget shortfalls. I don't know what the hell that is. Reverse family separation policy. Now you know this is not for us. If I click on this, family, you already know who this is for. Let's just do it. For the hell of it, we're here for a moment. I will immediately reverse the Trump administration cruel and senseless policy that separate parents from their children at our border. And the only border he's talking about is the border between America and Mexico. So it's not for us, right? It's not reverse family separation policies of all the Black kids that are in group homes. No. I know you guys seen in the last 2 years how a lot of Black parents were getting their kids taken by the state, and also not federal government, but by the state. He didn't step in on that. Reverse the transgender military ban. Family, if you've been with me here for a moment, you can already see that he's done a couple of things for major two groups, the LGBT community and immigration. Rejoin the World Health Organization. immediately rescind the Muslim bans, restore the White House Director for Global Health Security. I mean, basically nothing. Here's one: make HBCUs, TCUs, and under-resourced MSIs more affordable for their students. How you going to do that, Joe, when you took away $40 billion from HBCUs? See, that's the thing, family. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not an independent. But how in the hell you're going to make school more affordable where you took the grant money, where you took some of the subsidizing loans, where you could lower the amount of tuition from HBCUs, and you take away over $40 billion? How, that's conflicting. How are you going to do both? How are you going to make it affordable by taking? Well, I'm going to take $40 billion, but I'm going to make it more affordable. How are you going to do that? Are you going to contact all the HBCU water, the people who they have water contracts with, the people they have electric contract with, the people they have food contract with? Because guess what? These are resources that colleges need in order to support their colleges and support their students. So if you're not going to lower their utility bills, what the hell are you doing? How are you going to make it more affordable if you took money away? And I hate to say it, but Donald Trump gave HBCUs more money. Join allies to negotiate with North Korea on denuclearization. These promises, these so-called promises that Joe Biden has made are nothing. They're going to help Black people as a whole. So all that vote for Joe, vote blue, no matter who, doesn't really help the Black community none whatsoever. It helps us none whatsoever. The only thing I've seen lately that seems to help and starting to help Black America is what's going on in California with the reparations. But you know that Joe Biden ain't talking nothing about reparations. Here we go. 17% of promises. He says promises broken. The reason why this is going to stay here until certain things that he's trying to push get canned when they start to vote. But here's the thing. Democrats control the House and the Senate. So really, they only need to flip and turn a couple of Republicans to get all this legislation passed. But as you can tell, family, none of this helps Black people. I know you guys heard about that they're going to bring over, I want to believe, I know they brought over supposedly 100,000 Afghanis. Did you hear about the news that they were going to give them $2,000 a month to get them on their feet? How about these Black homeless people in Dallas? How about those Black homeless people in my hometown of DC? What about getting them off their feet? See, every homeless person you see, family, prior to being homeless, was not addicted to drugs, was not addicted to alcohol, wasn't criminals. They probably failed bad on their luck. Probably invested too much in the stock market, thought they were going to hit big, and they lost. But instead of helping homeless people, people who are addicted to drugs, we rather help other groups. See, the main thing I have is with this whole Ukraine, Russia conflict. Oh my God. Oh my God, family, tell me, who really knows without a shadow of a doubt what's really going on? JD Informer says Joe Biden by himself is destroying the Democratic voting base. I'm glad he is, JD Informant. I am so glad he is. You know why? Hopefully, Negroes who are still asleep at the wheel, they think their Tesla is autonomous. but they're eventually going to find out it's going to crash and burn. I'm glad. I am absolutely glad. Oh, yeah. Ice Cube is still waiting for his meeting for the contract with Black America. Guess what? You know what, Ice Cube? We're going to talk to you when we get into office. A year later, 1 moment later, still waiting. No. But I think Ice Cube is not even pursuing it anymore. Ice Cube, because so many people have demonized Ice Cube, and they were like, well, you went over and talked to the Republicans. He said, yeah, I'm willing to talk to anybody. You know what? Ask any foundational Black American who was on code. Ask anyone who is B1 who was on code. And they would tell you, I don't care if a green frog is president and give us our reparation, that which is owed to us by the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, rape, pillage, and plundering of our people and our resources and taking our land. Who gives us reparation? I guarantee you don't care. It's kind of like your tax return. You filed your taxes, and your tax return says you're going to get $4,000 back. Do you really care who gives you the $4,000 as long as you get what's owed to you? You get what I'm getting at. It don't matter if it's an independent. Doesn't matter if it's a Republican. It doesn't matter if it's a Pink Panther. It doesn't matter if it's Batman and Robin. It doesn't matter if it's Superman. It doesn't matter if it's the Flash. It doesn't matter if it's a villain in the cape. It doesn't matter if it's Moonlight. It doesn't matter if it's the Mandalorian. It doesn't matter who gives us the fucking money. So it don't matter what political party you belong to. That's the problem right there. We care about who's trying to give us what. I don't care. Just give me what's owed. I don't care. Just give us what owed. Let's go and talk about some news stories very quickly. Because we already know, family, the reason why commentary of this kind on the many different platforms that speak about these things are important is for you to be aware, because you tune in to the Coon Negro Network like CNN, you tune in to Fox News, and you're trying to war one against the other. Well, Fox News, they support racists. Family, let me let you in on a secret. All of them are racist. Not each and every one of them. I'm not saying that. Not all people who look at Fox, not all people who work at Fox, and vice versa with CNN are racist. I'm not saying that. But as a whole, they support the system of white tyranny. Yes, they are. Because I know somebody's like, no, they're not. Yes, they are. For the people who are arguing with yourself and looking at this, yes, they are. Yes, they are. Because I'm gonna tell you what white supremacy does. It does one thing very, very good: benign neglect. Benign neglect. You don't hear Joe Biden talking to black people. You hear Joe Biden talking about a black person like Ketanji Brown. See, it's symbolism. See, he ain't racist. He appointed the first black woman to the Supreme Court justice. It's symbolism. It does nothing for black people. You think Ketanji Brown, nominated Supreme Court justice, is actually going to help black people? Well, and I'm not to demonize her Caucasian, hybrid, European, Caucasus Mountain husband. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to demonize him. But where does her loyalty lie? Did you know she was the one judge that gave the lightest sentencing to pedophiles, to rapists, for people who committed sexual assault, sexual harassment. Did you know that? If you guys really want to do the statistics, even on a percentage level, not even on a hard, simple level, that people from the dominant society commit more heinous crimes than black people. See, let me look up this story, family. I'm going to take this off really quick. I'm going to look up this story because while they were trying to demonize Will Smith and Chris Brown, which I really don't care about. I'm not an entertainer. They can smack each other all day. We trying to fight. I gave some commentary on that, but I really don't care. It was just entertaining for me. Ain't nothing wrong with somebody getting slapped every now and again. Should he did it? Nah, he shouldn't have did it. He shouldn't have did it. I got to show you this story that got overshadowed by this whole Grammy Award. And you would think that this story will overshadow that story. But no, it's about what's popular. Not which is more heinous. It's about what's popular. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a second. This just happened, family, but nobody wants to talk about it. Let me show you this. This happened 5 days ago. This story didn't get no headway, family. Let me see here. There we go. Man who buried alive school bus full of children he kidnapped before requesting $5 million ransom is granted parole. Now, this story happened quite a time ago, but he is now being granted parole. He's going to be free. He buried alive, listen to this, family, he buried alive 26 school children. And this happened 5 days ago, and you knew nothing about it. You know why? Because the dominant society wants you to know about the heinous crimes that their people do in the first place. People are like, oh, what about Bill Cosby? What about him? What about Epstein? Okay, well, what about R. Kelly? Okay, what about Weinstein? Should I say more? You see how anytime it with us, we're only 13, 14, maybe 15% of the population, but we get all of the airtime. We get all of the coverage. We get all of the stories, but all the while, all the same things are happening in the dominant society, and they have a shadow ban on the shit they do. That is white supremacy, benign and neglect. We're not going to really focus on that, but we will demonize black people. What about reparations? Well, the way we got to go about this, you know what? We got to pass HR 40 first before we really start. You voted for him. You voted for him. You voted for him. That's right. You voted for him. You voted for him. Look, listen to this, family. I looked up this today. Kamala Harris staff exodus, deputy chief of staff. And see, sometimes what I love to do, I love to go to these liberal and conservative websites because they like to snitch on each other because they don't like each other, like to snitch on each other, right? What does it say right here, family? It says right here.
My
Give me a
brother helped
second.
me open this place. So how do you say thanks?
Hold on. I don't want that. The string of staff members in the Vice President Kamala Harris office grows longer as Deputy Chief of Michael Funks is now leaving the Biden administration. Fox News confirmed. Yet, he leaving. VP Harris continues hemorrhaging staffers as chief speechwriter prepared to leave the White House. See, all of these things are happening in the dominant society and nobody knows what's going on. It's because whatever you view is what you essentially subscribe to. See, I understand why people, and a lot of people have been talking to me about this. They said, Ross, why don't you have more subscribers? Because people don't like the truth. Now, granted, don't get me wrong. I do have conjecture. I do have my own rhetoric. I do have my own bias. But I'm very neutral because I don't take a stance with any of this stuff. And people want you to pick a side. I'm not picking a side. The only side is the black side, black empowerment. That's the only side for me. See, I don't get mad at other groups when they support other groups. Asians support Asians. Hispanics support Hispanics. Pacific Islanders support Pacific Islanders. So no one demonize them and tell them that they're divisive by supporting their own people. But because we are public about our support, we're divisive. We're divisive. Here's another thing. Anytime you bring up certain arguments publicly, you know the one thing they throw in there is like a firecracker. What about black on black crime? And you'll even have Coonish Sambo stating some of these things. And it's been said time and time again. People who majority live around one another kill one another. So if you live in a black community, black people are going to kill black people. You live in a white community, white people are going to kill white people, so on and so forth. This is not rocket scientists. That's what you call proximity crime. You commit crimes in the community that you live and operate in. It's very basic. Ain't nothing I'm saying top level, nothing. This is basic. This is all surface level. I don't even know how to get deep because most of this stuff is really common sense when you open your eyes, because they would just love to kill this whole woke agenda. Goddamn black people waking up. So now we need to demonize the word woke. Who came out with some of the first rhetoric about demonize the woke culture? It was the Democrats. See, they don't want black people to be awakened from their slumber, their sleep, their hibernation of them just voting blue no matter who. Oh, yeah, you guys don't like that. Oh, no, you guys do not like that. Because now, as you start to see, Joe Biden had to nominate a black Supreme Court justice. You know why? Because they know here in I think the end of the year, they're going to be voting again on a state level, and Democrats want to control the federal and state and local levels, and they see that black people are now taking a step back, if not 2 to 3 steps back. They're like, no, you know what? I voted and nothing has helped my people. I see Asians after a year get an anti-hate bill where black people have been killed by race soldiers with badges. I've seen Ahmaud Arbery get chased down in the street. I've seen George Floyd get killed in broad daylight, and we still have a high percentage of police brutality on black melanated people. I'm good with that. You know what? I'm gonna take a step back. I'm not voting for anybody. You know what? If I'm a vote, it's gonna be for reparations. That's the one thing. If I vote, it's going to be to rid of qualified immunity. So some of these race soldiers will get incarcerated when they commit crimes. That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Wipe away qualified immunity. Give us what you owe, and then maybe we'll vote. How about that? How about that? They got on here, Martha Stewart, 4 dogs kill her defenseless cat. Man, stop. Stop. Just stop. Family, if you have supported the Democratic Party, I have just one question for you. How has that helped you? What's going on, D General? We got Bollocks in here. Bollocks, that must be from England. See, I think that's Ryan. We got Ryan in the room. So I just want you guys to think about some of the things I'm stating here, because this is not far-fetched. It's not. It's not far-fetched. When you look at the current condition that we're in, we either be Disney push. And here's the thing. Disney is, if not the largest entertainment television network in the entire world. So look at the reach of Disney when it comes to this LGBT community, all the way to Biden supporting legislation for the LGBT community, supporting legislation for the Asian community, supporting legislation for Native Americans, giving Afghans millions and billions of dollars, bringing over now Ukraine and giving them millions and billions of dollars. But when we had our brothers and sisters on the border of Texas, right on the border in Texas, the Haitians, what do you do with them? What do you do with them? What did Border Patrol do with them? Because Border Patrol is federal. In a matter of a week, he sent all of them Haitians packing. Over 15,000 Haitians. All of a sudden, planes, trains, and automobiles, they was back on a boat, a plane, a ship, a submarine, a canoe, whatever you want to call it. They were back on their way to Haiti. And we understand that Haiti is in shambles. They had earthquake after earthquake. We understand that there was somewhat of a world ban on Haiti. Because did you know all the rich resources that Haiti has that they can't really do anything with? They can't even export it. And I'm surprised. I'm like, wait a minute, the Chinese hasn't been over there? Who has done this sanction on Haiti as a country? Oh, is this goes back to the war, was it 1804, where the Haitians and the indigenous people of Haiti fought back against their French enslavers and killed each and everybody, and you're still tormenting, banning, sanctioning Haiti today? I wonder how the Haitian president got assassinated. But don't forget, they had those two Haitian scapegoats to blame it on. Remember that? They blamed the Colombians and they blamed those two Haitian scapegoats, by the way, which were American citizens, by the way. Family, there's so much going on in the world, and that's why when you pick a side and you believe that you're 10 toes down with your side, whether you rock with Republicans or Democrats, I know that you're lost because you really don't know what's going on in this world. And I believe that if you're on code, that you really need to take a step back and see what you have been contributing to, what you have been committed to, and given your power to. I mean, we walk around and we believe that this country is a democratic country. No. It's a Republican democracy. This is a republic. See, here's the thing that we can only do, right? My wife and I was talking about this earlier about the IRS. I said, babe, you know, at the end of the day, the only thing that we can do is complain. That's once you vote, the only thing that you can do is complain. That's the only thing you can do. But when you start talking about, well, I'm not voting, that's power. That's power. See, I'm not saying don't vote. I am stating don't vote until. Don't vote until cash payments, tangibles. Not, the Democrats are going to forgive student loans. For who? For Black people? For Foundation of Black Americans? Oh, no, for everybody. Kamala Harris supposed to submit legislation into the process to be passed through the House and the Senate for the LIFT Act. What happened to the LIFT Act, Kamala? Was that just for Black people? Oh, no. That's to lift everybody up. So if Black people are economically on the ground floor, everybody is above us. Hispanics are above us. Whites are above us. Asians are above us. Everybody is above us. And if you do the LIFT Act and you lift everybody up, Okay, maybe I'm not good in math. Maybe I'm not good in sociology. Maybe I'm not good, uh, um, in the way things work. I don't know. I'm a loss for words. But picture we're all on a flight of stairs. Everybody's on a step. White people on this step, Asian people on this step, Hispanic people on this step, Black people on this step. They said we're going to lift everybody up, right, Kamala? We're going to lift everybody up, right? So they're going to say everybody take a step up. Where's Black people at? I'm not good at math. Where's Black people at? You're right. We're still on the bottom damn step. Don't matter if we keep taking a step up and everybody else keep taking a step up. We're still on the bottom. And let me be real with you. Foundational Black America should be the richest people in America for the work that our forefathers and ancestors have done in this country. Over 16 trillion of wealth and climbing. And climbing. The dominant society profited off of Black death. They profit off of Black LGBTQ. They profit off of Black welfare. They profit off of Black entertainment. They profit of it all. Why do you think there's an LGBTQ agenda in the Black community? It's about depopulating the race. Claude Anderson, Dr. Claude Anderson said it the best. I forgot, I think this was in the 90s, I believe he said this, or the early 2000s. He said, currently, Black people are the second populated minority. This one where Hispanics were number 3. He said, if you didn't get nothing at number 2, we'll soon drop to number 4 because of all the immigration. What do you think will get at number 4? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So whoever said earlier in the chat that Biden rocks, the only thing I can come up with is he smoked some rocks. Let me see what the people are saying. What we got here? We got Bullocks in here. He says cats kill a lot of wild birds every year. What's going on in the chat? Let's see. What else we got? We got Jay the Informant says facts. Haitians are in a worse condition than Mexico. The first revolution in the Americas was in Haiti. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot to be said. I can't cover it all in one segment. But I'm just getting, I mean, you should be frustrated. We don't need to get mad. We don't need to get angry. But I understand we're Homo sapiens. We're human. We're going to get frustrated. And anytime you get frustrated, what do? You walk away, don't you? You ever got to the point where you were so damn frustrated? You're like, you know what? Enough is enough. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. That is the political game that you should opt out. You've been opting in for a very long time. Whether you're a baby boomer, Generation X, millennial, you have been opting into the political system in America. And you have been manipulated, you've been coerced, you've been tricked, you've been bamboozled to follow blue. Majority of Black people, you have been tricked to follow blue. And I told you, and I'll tell you again, I got just a tad bit more respect to Republicans. You know why? They don't pander. They don't come out and say what they're going to do for the Black community because they're not going to do anything. That's the only respect I got. I love a person. I love a person who tells me right off the bat, I'm not doing nothing for you guys. Exclusively, I'm not doing nothing for you guys. But what I hate is symbolism, where Democrats take our Black beautiful queens, our women, and prop them up because they know if we can get the women will convince the men. This goes all the way back to the Willie Lynch speech of how to buck break a slave. And boy, are we buck broken. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. Damn, are we not buck broken. Hopefully we won't keep falling for the trick bag. Hopefully we won't. Hopefully some of you are more woke than me. Ross says, I don't know this to be true, so don't quote me, but they were saying sooner than later they would take the vote away from those that haven't in past elections. I don't know the agenda behind it. I heard some of that before. But what they're going to do is the last power, and a lot of projections have been coming out. In the next election for president in 2024, may be the last chance that Foundation of Black Americans have voting power. Because if you notice what this government is doing, they're muddying the waters with immigration. It's kind of like you don't have that many eggs. I remember my mom used to do this. We got 3 people to feed. We only have 2 eggs. What do you add? You add milk, right? So when we look at these things, they're muddying the waters. They're diluting the vote. This is what they're doing. They're diluting the vote so we don't have the power that we now have. See, I love what's going on because Black people, they're waking the hell up. And it's not too late. It's almost too late, but it's not too late. After 2024, it may be too late if we keep voting blue no matter who. What about this? Did you guys see the news story that came out, I think it was around last year, that Black people were doing economically better under Trump? Did you guys see that? And they had the statistic, not the data, because data is not statistical information that's going to pinpoint how we were doing economically better. So you got to go by the statistics. Because you know what data could be? Data could be news stories. You know what data could be? Data could be your favorite news anchor telling you a bunch of bull crap. But the statistics, when I look at the numbers of the amount of melanated people prior to the pandemic under Donald Trump, how on a very large base that we were making more money as a group versus under Democrats. Here's a question. If there are no poor people in America, would you vote Democrat? If there's no more poor people in America, would you vote Democrat? Think about that very quickly. Because Democrats are the party for the poor people. And guess what? If they keep touting that narrative, touting that perspective, then if I want to stay in power, why would I ever give you economic freedom? Why would I ever give you economic stability in order for you not to be poor? Thus, you don't vote Democrat anymore. No. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull at your heartstrings. I'm going to tell you how bad one group is. Republicans tell you how bad Democrats are. Democrats tell you how bad Republicans are. And we know the narrative. Poor people vote Democrat. Rich people vote Republican. I don't care what you vote for reparations. Some people are like, well, how are we going to support reparations? Huh? The same way the Biden administration support $13.6 billion to the Ukrainians. The same way the Biden administration supported $31 billion to Native Americans. The same way the Biden administration supported an anti-hate bill for Asian and xenophobia. That's how. The same way the Biden administration supported Afghans and giving them billions of dollars. That's how. That's how. That's how you support it. But what about our tax dollars? What about the tax dollars that they're using for everyone else except for you? You must be a Trump supporter. No, I'm not. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Republican supporter. I'm not a Democrat supporter. I'm a black supporter. You must be one of those guys from Black Lives Matter. No, the hell I'm not. I'm a foundational Black American, B1 on code. See, throughout this entire spectrum and environment of Black empowerment and foundational Black Americans, we're going to disagree on a plethora of different things. But we only need to agree on one thing, maybe two. One, direct cash payments. Two, wipe away qualified immunity and watch some of these race soldiers start going to jail. So we get our reparations and we get justice. Can we agree on that? Family, can we agree on direct cash payments to foundational Black Americans whose lineage stems from the slave fields, chattel slavery right here in America, of a lot of our homestead being retracted and our land taken? Those freedmen, those U.S. freedmen who was promised under Special Order number 15, can we at least agree on that? Can we agree that race soldiers stop killing us, and then you're going to have some people out the woodwork that look like you, that talk like you, but they're not for you because they're going to bring up the trick bag of what about Black on Black crime? Can we at least agree on those two things? And I guarantee you, we can at least agree on two things. And guess what? We're not going to get 100%. We're not going to get 75%. We may not even get 50%, but family, if we can get 3 out of 10, if we can get 30%, if we can get 33 and a third percent, they will understand that the power that we had, and we unify on two things: direct cash payments and wiping away qualified immunity that instantaneously give us justice against the damn race soldiers with badges. Jay the Informant, just look at the Democrat representation. Sheila Jackson, you mean the Democratic Shield Jackson. We got Jim Crow, Coburn, he's Clyburn, it's Clyburn. Maxine Waters, John Lewis, they spent decades in office, and we just getting worse economically with our intelligence. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, family. So, family, I didn't want to keep you here as long as I did, but God damn it, it needed to be said, and needed to be said it today. Happy Monday to everybody. I think it's Monday. Monday? It's Monday. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. But family, please don't forget all of this commentary coming out for those people who are B1 and on code. When the year 2024 hits, don't forget about this. But we're going to continue to cover this, whether it be Phil Scott, Tariq Nasheed, Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, Ricky Manor. We have so many people out here that are on code. Some people are towing the line. Don't get me wrong. Some people are towing the line on code. But nonetheless, a lot of them are on code. And we need to be informed and stop falling to be tricked. See, my thing is, I am not trying to sway you one way or another, but I'm just trying to give you information on how you obtain power, and that you have it. And that you have it. If you really want what's owed to you by the way of your forefathers, do you understand that I'm not trying to give you some biased information to make you go one way or another. I am saying exercise your power by doing nothing. That is what I'm stating. Thank you, Jay the Informant. I appreciate the love donation, my brother. I do appreciate the love donation. We got the Angry Conservative. Nice to see you. How about taking the qualified immunity away from the politicians that put laws into place? You know what? Absolutely. A lot of people don't know that politicians have qualified immunity. When the last time you see a politician get locked up? When is the last time you seen a congressman get locked up? When is the last time you seen a senator get locked up? When is the last time you seen a president get locked up? Anybody? I mean, it might be one or two. It might be one or two. It might be one or two. Angry Conservative said, never in my 41 years. And Angry Conservative, never in my 43. Last but not least, let's cover Obama. This will be quick. What did Obama do for black people, family? Hold on, let me say it. Let me say it so everybody can hear me. What did Obama do for black people? I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. I got time. I got time. What did Obama do for black people? Absolutely jack and shit. Got a couple of more minutes. Still got a little bit of my cigar left. My humidor for my cigar is running out of cigars because I'm going to take a break. I took a break before because my wife asked me to, but it's not like I probably smoke one or two a week. So, but Obama didn't do anything in office. See, it doesn't matter. And family, I realized by reading, by listening to people with insightful oration, that Kamala Harris and Barack Obama doesn't understand what black people on the ground go through. Black people with a black experience go through. They don't understand. You know why? Obama grew up part of his life in Indonesia, and he grew part of his other life in Hawaii, where he was very privileged. Okay, he went to Harvard and Columbia. He didn't have a black experience. His mother is from Kansas, and his father's from Kenya. He doesn't have lineage. None of his ancestors were slaves. And matter of fact, information came out by the way of Fox News, and they confirmed it, that I believe on his father's side, his father had slaves. And that's not to demonize Obama. He had nothing to do with that. But when you tally these things up together and you really look at what he has done for Black America, it was nothing. But while Obama was in office, and I did many videos on this, he did everything for everyone else just like any other president has done, Republican or Democrat. He gave a bunch of land to Native Americans. He put in laws for immigration. Did someone say, well, he did universal health care, did the, was it Obamacare? That was for everybody. You see, I used to say that amazes me, but it's the same old, same old. It's the same old, same old. Because they realize that melanated Black people are not unified. And just for a disclaimer, I know we have non-melanated, non-Black people, non-foundational Black Americans who look like us, who actually support us. I know white people who think we should get that we're owed reparations. They support it, privately. They won't come out publicly. But if you don't come out publicly, are you complicit with the system of white supremacy? So are you really taking a stand with Black America, or you're being complicit? I just wanted to point out some things here today, because when you really look at it, Kamala Harris, she's not going to do anything. If anything, her whole cabinet is leaving. All these people, a part of the Associated Press within her cabinet, they're leaving. They're either getting fired, laid off, or they're leaving. Now her speechwriter is leaving. So it doesn't matter the symbolism of Black people in the White House. I would like to think that these are Black white people in blackface. That's right, I said it. Black white people in blackface. Let me help you out. Oreo cookies in blackface. It no longer amazes me. Angry conservatives. As a white man, I say nothing good. The thing about, I would say, excuse me, let me make sure I'm reading like I'm in the third grade. The thing about, I would say, if Black people get reparations, why can't Irish and Italians get them? Because they were treated worse than Black people. I can't agree to that. But that's okay. That's okay. I believe that everybody should fight for their groups. And here's the thing. You're not going to agree with everything I say. I'm not going to agree with everything you say. But that doesn't mean that we still can't be unified. Does that make sense? I don't agree with my wife every day. I don't agree with my son. I don't even agree with my boys and my friends. I don't agree with my family members. I don't agree with her family members. But we still get along. We still have conversations. We still get things done. And that's how it should be. You guys have a great and wonderful day. Happy Monday to you all. I'm out.